You are listening to Viewpoints from Place Cloud. Cultural researchers tell stories of places from around the world. For the full multimedia experience and to support the creators you enjoy, visit placecloud.io.
On the 3rd of July 1943, Marshall Street Baths in Soho hosted one of the most cosmopolitan events that had taken place in wartime Britain. Organised by the veteran swimming administrator Sidney Hurst, the inaugural gala of the International Sports Fellowship brought together competitors from 14 nations in swimming, diving and water polo. One newspaper reported the presence of prime ministers, ambassadors, foreign ministers, and competing soldiers, sailors and air personnel from all corners of the earth. The atmosphere, it was claimed, was truly on a par with an Olympic Games gathering. Regularly broadcast on BBC Radio, the Marshall Street Galas were to become a potent symbol of Allied community in wartime Britain. The baths themselves had a long history. They were opened in 1852, but were then rebuilt in the 1930s with two new pools. The Gala Pool, Art Deco design, lined with marble, and with the capacity to host 500 seated spectators, soon became a favoured venue for international competitions. In common with most sports, aquatic pastimes endured a difficult time in the early years of the war. Pools across the UK were requisitioned for use as contamination centres, mortuaries, and to house ARP units. But when swimming did return, it was the Marshall Street Baths that were often chosen to host the most prestigious events. One of the stars of the wartime galas was a teenager from Motherwell called Nancy Riak. She was just 12 years old when the war began, but by the end of 1944, she'd amassed some 27 records, including 6 British records. She was by now recognised as the nation's foremost swimmer and a potential future world record holder. Riak competed in championships and charity galas across the country and was famous enough to draw large numbers of spectators. One BBC broadcast from Marshall Street in July 1944 introduced her as the greatest British swimmer of all time. Sadly, Riak never fulfilled her potential. She died unexpectedly in September 1947 from polio while competing at the European Championships in Monte Carlo. But she was remembered as a sportswoman with a will-to-win resolve who embodied British sporting values and wartime patriotism. These were the very same values promoted to wartime audiences through the international galas staged at Marshall Street Baths.